Hello guys, this is day 12, the ultimate football drill. This is the only drill, and if you have known me very well, I don't like quote unquote drills, but this is the only drill that footballers need. Individual training that actually makes you good at football, day 12, 30 for 30, welcome. So how can you 10x your football ability with half the effort and double the fun? Here is how. When I was 13 years old, back in 2009, I committed myself to becoming a top-class footballer by training harder than ever. Over the last 14 years, I've learned a lot. Here is the good, the bad, and the ugly. Cone drills are not game realistic. Ball mastery drills aren't either. They are okay once in a while for a few minutes, but small-sided games are the only place where you can develop true dribbling skill. I want you guys to ask yourself, in the favelas of Brazil, where Vinicius, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Rodrigo, all the great Brazilian players, do you literally think all day they were on the courts just doing cone drills? Do you think they can afford cones? No. They're literally just playing 3v3, 5v5, and going at it for hours until they're tired and they go home and eat dinner. It's really not complicated. Number two, if you want to get fast, you need to run fast. Too many footballers are in the weight room, on the sand, or stuck in cone drills, not running their absolute fastest, quality over quantity. If you're in the weight room pushing weight, it literally means you are not moving as fast as you could because the weight is slowing you down. And the assumption that makes you faster is mind-boggling. Now on sand, people think the same thing. Oh, because the sand is unstable, it makes it harder, that will make me faster. You're just burning calories. You aren't actually making any improvements because you're moving slower. You're changing what your body is adapting to. Your body has to move slower to compensate for the instability of the ground. Thus, you are moving slower. So tell me, how do you think moving slower is going to make you faster? And lastly, cone drills. Guys, when you run fast, there has to be a notion of effortlessness. There has to be a kind of freedom that you can move at a moment's notice without thinking about it, just feeling your body springing forward, like a cheetah, like a jaguar, basically galloping. Do you think in cone drills, where you're basically thinking through all the cones, you're memorizing what exact movements to do, you are also training in, reinforcing specific patterns of movement that do not happen on the football pitch. When you practice the exact same movement again and again and again and again, when you're playing football and you're running after an opponent, or you're trying to do a move and go past someone, that action of you pushing yourself to go as fast as possible to beat your opponent, that is the unpredictable actionary demands that you cannot recreate in a drill. It is the controlled chaos of the game. Number three, tapping into your flow state. And dribbling around imaginary defenders at max intent is the best way to improve on your own. Freestyling, shadowboxing, play at match speed, be okay with mistakes. Allow your creativity to come out and guide you. Dribbling and shooting, number four. Dribbling and shooting are the most valuable skills in football. Why is that? Look at who are the most valuable players. The players that get paid the most and the players that clubs pay the most for. Wingers and strikers. Practice your dribbling and shooting at the same time with a ball and a goal at max intent. Let your imagination run wild and go. And now, some of you may be asking, does this only apply for wingers and attackers? No, if you're a midfielder or a defender, you should be doing this as well. Because what is shooting really? It's hitting the ball with power and precision is to hit an exact target. That is the same thing as passing. So I want you to practice the most valuable skill on the pitch, because this is what's going to get you noticed, scoring goals, being an impact player. If you're a defender and you're stuck under pressure and you're able to beat two guys and then play that pass into your winger, into your striker, for a defender, that is close to a goal in terms of value. If you're a goalkeeper, yes, you must practice with your feet, and shooting can be similar to your volleys, to your pings, to any kind of pass that you have to do out of the back. Number five, There's no point in training if you're tired or fatigued. You want max effort on every repetition, not lackluster quality. And there's no point reinforcing poor technique because you're getting sloppy. The point here, guys, is there's no point in just going to the field and doing hours and hours and hours of stuff if your quality drops off, if your technique suffers, because every poor rep, you are reinforcing that exactly, poor reps. So your quality must be pinpoint. There's no point in wasting time on nonsense. Do the minimal dose that you need and maintain the quality high, and then rest and come back the next day. That's all it takes. Number 6, have fun. There's no point in becoming a robotic, soulless footballer. You get so much better and faster when you're smiling and enjoying your football. Now, there are some studies that we can put up here, but I will tell you, when you have emotion involved, when you're smiling, when you're in your flow state, when you're having fun, you can learn so much faster. Skill development becomes an ease as opposed to a chore, as a task. There's a reason, guys, why in school you don't like homework and stuff, because you're just memorizing things for a test. But imagine how fast you learn when you take what you were taught in class and you apply it to a real life project or a real life problem, and you learn by doing. It's the same exact concept on the pitch. You learn so much faster. Spending 1 hour on the pitch is almost as good as 10 hours by yourself, because you're learning so much faster. And what you learn stays with you because of the context, of the texture, of the impact of how you learned it on the pitch. Number 7, raise your standards every single time you step on the pitch. You are responsible for your career. No one else will do it for you. Demand perfection and smile knowing you are doing your very best. This is a big one, guys. No one's going to go out there and do it for you. Your dad, your mom, your coach, even me. I can't go on the pitch for you. So you have to hold yourself to such high standards. And of course, if you're smart enough, you use my Entangled tribe to be your coach, to be your accountability. Because we will push you harder than others will, because we care about results. Every player needs a coach, and you need to be wise enough to say, I want to have someone on my back because I know he'll push me because he's unbiased. But ultimately on the field, it comes down to you. We can give you everything, all the tools, but it comes down to you doing your best, your absolute best. Number 8, and lastly, individual training is great, but small-sided games will always do more. 1v1 is much more valuable than 1v0. I want you to think about 1v1 all the way up to 8v8. Challenge yourself to beat live opponents and sharpen your skills 1 to 3 times per week with that extra individual training. The way I view this, guys, is when you're playing small-sided, this is working on your ability to use a sword, to become proficient at your craft. But when you're doing stuff on your own at the pitch by yourself, that is sharpening your sword. Now, understand that no matter how sharp your sword is, it does not matter if you don't know how to use it correctly. And that's where the game comes in. The only drill that football and soccer players need is a ball on themselves. The mind will do the rest if you let it. That's where you can find the gold of your footballing reality. This was day 12. Give me a like, comment, all that stuff. Subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow for day 13. Enjoy.